David Hume was a Scottish philosopher, historian, and economist. He is known for his radical empiricism and skepticism. He was key in the formation of Enlightenment philosophy. He's often grouped alongside fellow empiricists John Locke and George Berkeley.
Because the ball fell the 3 times before doesn't mean that we know that it's going to fall again. We can only infer that it's going to fall based on the empirical evidence of what has happened before. Murphy here does not know this is a chair because he has never experienced sitting in it. However, by me sitting in this chair and using my empirical evidence, I know that this is a chair, not simply by seeing or touching it.
Hume thought that there is no self, but that the brain has us under the delusion that we exist. But actually, it is just a combination of sense data running around. The consequence of this is that we do not exist.
Why'd you hit the book out of my hand?
I didn't hit the book out of your hand. Me hitting the book and the book falling were just 2 consecutive phenomenal events. Check out my new ID. I just turned 18.
There's no such thing as personal identity. I'm sorry.
Hey Peter, is this ball orange or blue?
I think it's both, Josh. I think it's both. It looks like it's both.
Well, actually you're wrong, because there are no such things as substances. They're simply projections of our mind out onto the world.
Oh, very interesting.
Hey Peter, what are you reading?
I'm reading You Only Live Twice by Ian Fleming. That's a James Bond novel. And it really got me thinking about the old adage, you only live once, or as the urban youth call it these days, YOLO. But it got me thinking that we only have one life to live and that we should spend it to the fullest.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but we really don't live at all because we don't exist, and there is no world that we live in.
Josh, why are you so sad?
Because my dog died, Will.
Well, Josh, your dog never really existed. He was just a projection of your mind. So therefore, he didn't actually die.
You're right. That does make me feel better. Hey, Will, guess what I just found out?
What?
Me slapping you was just a thought of my imagination. Therefore, it didn't really exist.
Josh, be a philosopher. But amidst your philosophizing, be still a man.
True statement.
Josh,
What?
you passed gas.
So?
So now you made it smell bad.
But Will, my flatulence and the horrible odor are just sequential events. My farting and the bad odor have nothing to do with one another.
Oh, all's forgiven. So, Josh?
Yeah?
What do you think happens when you die?
That's a good question, Will. But, hopefully I've lived a good life. So that when I get buried, my soul leaves my body, goes up to heaven. And I'll see all my relatives there. It's like when, your family's picking you up at the airport. They'll be like, hey, guess who's dead now, sucker? Come on, float on over here. So I go over and join them. And we just have a good time, relax, and talk a lot. And, yeah, just have a good time in heaven.
Wasn't part of that a Dane Cook skit?
Yeah, you got me.
Josh, you silly boy. Well, I hate to break it to you, but none of that is real.
Really?
This world you see around you is just your mind's perception. None of it is real. It's all projections. So, I'm sorry. There is no death. There is no life. There is most certainly no afterlife. Don't worry, Josh. You'll be able to make it through.
his head.